And this next tune is actually not all that old at all. It is the only tune that I know that was composed by Ole Bull. And if you know who Ole Bull was, he was a famous virtuoso violinist from Norway in the late 1800s. And at that period of time, these virtuoso violinists would go around and do all these concerts and do lots of tricks and fancy things. And you may have heard of Paganini or Kreutzer or these other violinists in the classical genre. And they would do all this fancy sorts of performances. And Ole Bull was among those folks. And he was also a big promoter of Norway because he was among the national romantics who were out promoting Norway as an individual nation country, because Norway was still not an independent nation but under the rule of Sweden at that time. So he was part of the Norwegians who were out spreading the word about how Norway is Norway and not just this little satellite of Sweden or Denmark. So this tune I love for its very romantic view of the Seterjentens. It's called Seterjentens Søndag. Some of you may know of it. It was one of my grandma's favorite melodies. And it means the herding girl's Sunday, or in the old translations, in the Sons of Norway songbook, they call it Chalet Girl's Sunday. And the words to the music are how this Seterjenta, there were young girls whose job it was in the summertime to be up in the high mountain pastures with the animals. And they didn't come down all summer. But you know, in Norway, summers aren't all that long anyway, 2 months. A little shorter than here. And so they would be up there, and she could see down into the valley below where the community was, where the farms and the church was. And early on Sunday morning, she saw the sun rise, and she heard the church bells ring. And she could watch as her friends and family were on their way to church. And she was lonely up there on the mountainside and wished she could join them. And then the church services began, and she could hear the hymns wafting up the mountainside, and she would try to sing along, but her voice was so small against the large mountains and the big sky.